everybody. So with this video, I have two goals in mind. The first is I want to define what content strategy means, and I want you to be able to understand what content strategy is and how it's going to help you by the end of this video. My second goal is to help you understand how to create an effective target audience, and this is going to help you with your content strategy as well. So, without further ado, let's get into it. So first off, I want to talk to you guys about what content strategy is. And hopefully by the end of this video, this will help give you an idea of how you can better formulate what kind of content you want to be putting out there. So in one of my journalism classes, I'm a journalism student, they teach us that journalism is a business at the end of the day, and content is your product. And like any business, the goal is to make money by selling your particular product. And in this case, our product is content. Content strategy is going to help you monetize on the content that you're putting out. So I'm going to give you guys a definition of content strategy. Content strategy is the process of creating and distributing relevant and valuable content to attract, acquire, and engage a clearly defined and understood target audience with the goal driving profitable customer action. So, in other words, content strategy consists of 4 steps. The first is identifying your target audience. Who do you want to reach? The second is figuring out what that audience needs or wants from you. The third step is to produce that content that they're expecting and needing from you. And the fourth is to monetize your audience. So again, identify your target audience, figure out what they need or want from you, produce that content, and finally, monetize on your audience. So the ultimate goal of content strategy is to attract and keep a sustainable audience. What I mean by sustainable is that your audience is creating enough revenue for you to remain profitable in the long term. Your goal is to actively seek out your audience. Your audience is not going to come to you if you don't know who you are and what you stand for and who you're trying to impact. At the end of the day, your job is to find the audience, not the other way around. It's your job to create that right content they need, and it's your job to convince them of whatever you need or want to convince them of. So, my second point is that the key to all of this providing content is figuring out who your target audience is. This is going to be your doorway to success. And unfortunately, your target audience cannot be everyone. I don't know if you guys have heard the saying, if you fall for anything, you stand for nothing. But it's so true, and it's even more true in the content producing world. If you target everyone, you're targeting no one. And unfortunately, you're not going to be successful. Let's get into the kind of things you need to be thinking about when you have a target audience. The first most important thing is the demographics of your target audience. I want you to come up with a person. It could be make-believe, it could be someone based off of someone you know, but they need to have an age, an income, an education level. Maybe they just went through high school. Maybe they didn't even get through high school. Maybe they have their master's degree. The location, where do they live? Do they live in the city? Do they live in the country? Maybe you have a very specific location, like a certain city that you want to reach people in that specific city. An occupation, what kind of job do they have? And also their gender, their race, their religion, their politics, all of that is going to be important when you're figuring out what your target audience is. It's very, very important to be very specific in who you're trying to reach, and then plan your content around that particular person and what is going to benefit them. What do they want to hear? What do they want to learn more about? So another important part about figuring out your target audience is figuring out what the interests are of your target audience. So what do they care about? What do they worry about? What do they already know? What kind of information are they seeking out? And what are they not getting from somewhere else? So what are their issues? What are their problems? And how can you help solve them? How can you inform them in the way that they need to be informed? So before I close out, I just wanted to bring up a point that journalism or creating content or entertainment, any of that, it's all about exchange of value. They're giving you their time, their money, they're trusting you, they're listening to you, and in return, your job is to give them valuable and relevant content. And that's why it's so important to figure out who your target audience is. What's going to be valuable to them? What's going to be relevant to their everyday lives? What's going to help them? So at the end of the day, if you're providing that kind of amazing value to people, you're going to win over their trust. And if you win over their trust, they're going to start believing in your cause. They're going to start supporting your business. They're going to purchase your whatever you're selling. And it's going to be a win-win situation. So all of this to say that if you know who you're trying to reach out to and you know how you want to help people, this is going to win over so many people. And if you can reach that one person in your target audience, chances are you're going to reach some other people that may not be in that specific demographic. But if you reach that one person at the end of the day, it's going to be all worth your while.